Wow, hello Angel, how's it going? I'm just here drawing while waiting for people to show up. And if no one shows up, I'm just gonna discuss stuff anyway, because I'm not gonna wait forever. But yeah, how's it going? How are you doing? It's been a while. I woke up stuffy, so if I sound stuffy, that's why. Oh, nice. Have fun at school, do the school stuff. Yeah, like, I just woke up stuffy today, and I was like, oh no, I'm sick. But, yeah, so I'm just gonna talk about stuff today. Yeah. I don't know, I'm just like drawing this while I wait a little bit, but yeah. Because I recently wanted to try drawing Camera Girl as like a little pin. So I came up with some things, and I'm gonna see if I like them or not. Or I don't feel like drawing them or whatever, I'm just drawing. Man, it's been a while. It's been so long. It's only been like a week, but I feel like it's been forever since I last streamed. But yeah, so I'm just gonna talk about like the game stuff, my ideas and stuff, and then if you happen to miss it, I'm gonna upload it on YouTube so that people can watch at their own leisure, I guess. So yeah, you're not gonna miss out on anything if you need to go and stuff. I'm just gonna try and maybe draw her head a little bit, and then after I'll get to showing off my stuff I made, including opening up RPGMaker for the first time. Yeah, feel free, yeah. Just do the important stuff. Focus on the important stuff. And I'll definitely get back into drawing Natsuko soon. I still gotta draw the third pose. And then I gotta color. But yeah, I'm just gonna yap for a little bit, I guess. So, yeah, I found this music recently, and it's really good, and I'm gonna try using it more for my streams, if I stream, like, during the day. If you want to know the link or anything, it is on my Twitch panels. I will also link the music on YouTube when I upload it on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, I like this music. It's really like calming. It's like, yeah, calming piano music, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I was like struggling with their hands, so yeah. I'm just gonna leave it like this for now. That's her head. It looks alright. I actually might I might not do a pin. I might just put this as like a little sticker or something. I think that'd be a cute little sticker. Or like maybe I'll make another keychain. I don't know. But I do want to make another keychain. And see how that works out. I just gotta draw the rest of her body. Alright, anyway, so I'll be moving on now to the doodles that I made spanning from last year to this year. So let me just change canvases real quick. And you know, if you have to leave whenever, just you know, you don't gotta you know, sorry, my throat's really bothering me today. But yeah, if you have to leave, go ahead and leave. Alright. Hold on, I went over here. Okay, bam! So this is the canvas that I've worked on since 1 year. 1 year of doodles, I guess. And yeah. All of this I have drawn within the year. I'm just trying to find the one layer. Alright, here we go. Alright. So yeah, I've drawn all of this for a year. Yeah, so I'm just gonna get started. And this is also for like people who don't know what I'm doing. So if you have any questions, hello there, motorcycle. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go through all this stuff that I've drawn, and I will explain as I go through them. So yeah, I started this stuff last year, and now I'm gonna try and make it like an actual game. So my idea for this game is that I want it to be like you go to work, you go to office, you do work stuff, and then you come home. And throughout the day, the tasks that you complete are in the form of mini games where you like answer questions or you bring an item to a location. Well, I call them mini games, but some of them are just like fetch quest stuff. You know, boring stuff, boring office stuff, you know. So yeah, this is the first thing I ever drew for my minigame idea, but this is specifically for school. So throughout the game, there's gonna be like flashbacks to when you're in school. You play as a person who works at an office, and then bam, flashback, there in school. So yeah, this is the first thing I drew. This is you know, that's, yep. And then your classmate comes up to you and you're like, you're like, hey, mind doing something for me? And then you can either say yes or no. And they really push you to try and like help them, aka do their work for them. So yeah, and the minigame and question, you might see questions and then you have to answer them. And then you can redo your answers if you feel like they're wrong, but once you submitted them, that's it. There's no going back. So that was the very first thing that I drew. Alright, now for the very second thing. I'm joking. I'm joking, I'm not gonna be... Okay, so anyway, another minigame, but you're in the office this time. Wow! So, this is your coworker, and he's kind of bothering you while you do your work. And he's like, you're not busy, right? Mind if you do something quick for me? And then a question will pop up. Do you want to help your coworker? And then you can say yes or no. And if you say yes, they will like you more, and they'll have like a little trust system, and the more you help out your coworkers, the more that you gain trust with them. So that's this idea, and you sacrifice your own workload to help out. And if you say no, then you lose some trust in them. And then they will not like you. Yeah, I have other work to do, and then it's like the coworker just like that. Something like that, yeah. And then there's a dreaded fetch quest, where they're like, hey, can you drop this off for me? And then you say yes. He'll offer you a little compensation as thanks. But if you decide no, then, you just don't do it. And then the same thing, where it's like +1 trust, -1 trust. So that's that idea. Alright, this is just a little mini comic that I made, just to kind of draw out the characters and stuff. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go through it. So this is you and your coworker, and he says, hey, you busy? And this is you play as this guy. You're like, I don't know, am I busy? And he's like, huh? He's like, what do you think, Percy? Oh, yeah, sorry. And he gets, like, annoyed because he keeps asking. He doesn't do his work, so. And there's a little blog. I just drew that. It's like, is it time for my break yet? That kind of stuff. And bam, here's another one. Wow. Where you get introduced to a computer. Oh my goodness. And then, so the character. Okay, I was a little worried that would be picked up, but hopefully there's no background noise. If there is, I'll just like go through everything and make sure. But yeah, so. So it's like, what is this thing? It's a computer. I don't know how it works, but so I'm letting you try it out. And it's like, oh, I gotta try out this machine. And Percy's like, well, good luck. And he's like, no, Percy, come back, please. I'm sorry for all the times that I didn't help you. And he comes back, he's like, oh, what's that? And never mind, go away. And then this is Bunyan. The other characters will be explained soon. And then Bunyan's like, stop bothering him. There's him again, carrying papers. And then here's a draft of a transition screen that I made, where you enter the office and then bam, picture, and it shows people walking around, the cubicles. Yeah. This is that, nothing too special, just a little sketch. Here's another one where it's you and you're walking into the office. And yeah, just another rough draft of the cubicle. This one is like a side view one. This one's a like straight forward view, I guess. I wasn't sure which one to do, so I just did both of them. And then this is after disaster strikes. So this is when in the middle part of the game, this is when the meteorites come down, crash land on Earth, and everything is getting destroyed. Oh my god. But yeah, so the first part of the game is pretty much like you do office stuff, you work at the office, you just do like daily life stuff, and then bam, end of the world is happening. Oh my god, meteorites everywhere. So this is this transition screen where I just put like meteorites everywhere, the office is broken. You see a little bit through the windows of the office space. Yeah, there's everything being destroyed. Yeah, this is another rough draft of a transition screen where you meet this girl over here with a camera, and her purpose, pretty much like her mechanical purpose, is to save your game. So every time you see her, she takes a picture of you. And I'll explain more later as I go through the characters. Yeah, so she takes a picture and then you say it, and it like saves the game. And then it shows like a little picture of like, you know, you can be like, oh, here's you. And then here's like, if you're with other people, like it'll show like the picture like that. And then yeah, you can save the game. Oh yeah, and I will call her Camera Girl for now because I want to keep her actual name a secret. Speaking of characters, bam! Here is my first rough draft of Camera Girl. I was also trying to draw her earlier because I want to make like more merch of her. So, and if you're interested in any Camera Girl merch, or if you like this character specifically, the pinned comments will have merch where you can browse. And I will hopefully have more in the future. So yeah, this is Camera Girl. So yeah, this is what she looks like. She has 4 little twin tails. Her hair is very messy. She has like little like clips in her hair. She always carries her camera around. She has a little school ID that I forget to kind of include when I draw her. So she might not have this. She might not have a school ID when I draw more of her. I don't know. This is her with long braids. I abandoned this idea. So her hair looks more like this. This is her in her little pinafore. Her eyes are peeping out. And this is the hair clips that she wears in her hair. This is what she looks like without her jacket on. So she has a little tank top, there's little frills over here, and she's wearing short shorts. And the jacket that she is wearing is an old uniform jacket that her dad wore when he was in school, because he went to like a private school, and they would have like uniforms usually in private school. So yeah, she just pretty much stole it out as a jacket, and she likes wearing it. It makes her feel comfortable. Alright, moving on. This is your coworker, Percy. This is the very first drawing that I made of him. So he looks a little bit different now, but you know. So yeah, he frequently appeared in the little comics that I showed earlier. He says, I worked hard today, and he doesn't do anything. And he's also short. He's a little short guy. And these are just little notes for me when I draw him. So his work uniform consists of him he doesn't wear a tie, he never wears one. He keeps his lanyard and ID in his breast pocket. And he's always wearing like baggy pants. So yeah, so like usually if I draw him now, the ends of the pants will look like this, like that. Like that. So like they'll be folded over. So because he's wearing baggy pants, he always wears a belt. And yeah, he's lazy. He's like, I'll pay you back. And I drew him in a winter outfit because I felt like it. This is him in the cold. He wears a big scarf and a puffy ushanka. I don't know if I am pronouncing this right, but it's pretty much like a Russian hat. Alright, there's that. Oh, okay, I'm back. I had to wait a little bit. Anyway, let's get. I was like looking at DeviantArt. They did a little April Fool's thing, which maybe I'll show later. But yeah, anyway, back to this. Here's another more like NPC designs that I made. At the time of drawing this guy, I did not give him a name. The name credit goes to one of my friends who used to watch my streams of like this stuff, and he gave him the name Felix. So his name's Felix now. Meet Felix. Yeah, I called him like curly-haired coworker for a long time, and he's also tall. He's taller than the player character. His work uniform, he always wears his lanyard, and he always wears a long sleeve and a vest. I drew him with a more summery outfit where he doesn't like wearing short sleeves, so even in the summer he'll wear like long sleeves or something light. And I drew him like the girls swooning for him. He's like really popular with the ladies, and he's usually a very hard worker. He's over here dragging Percy back to work. He's like, let's get back to work, Percy. And Percy's like, no, I want to be lazy. And there's them again, where Percy's like, hey, can you do this for me? And then he's like, yeah, sure. And then he'll do like extra stuff, and he's like, thanks. He's lazy boned. Anyway. And I drew him in the dark and spooky storage room area that I will probably get into more later. And I drew like a sketch of his portrait because I've only drawn a few characters' portraits so far for the game, so this is just like a sketch so I can remember when I eventually get to his thing. And then there's him again. So yeah. That's Felix. And another NPC design who, again, at the time did not have a name. I gave her the name Claire. Maybe I'll make it longer, I don't know. Maybe I'll call her Clarice or something. But for now, her name is Claire. This is her sketchy design that I kind of changed around a bit, so yeah. Over here, she has like puffy hair. She has a little ponytail over here. There's a longer one over here. I drew her like this. And I drew her kind of like wanting a more romantic life and not having to worry about like working and stuff. But I think I ended up changing that the more I made her character. But yeah, so she's pretty much like, oh, I like this guy, and then her cohorts are like, go for it, ask him out or whatever. And she's like, oh, I don't know. And then she's like, oh, I can't wait to get married and never work again. I can't wait to be a housewife. But yeah, I think I might change that side to her. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, this is her being overworked and tired. I drew her with a more wavy ponytail, looking all tired and stuff. And I drew her with a cardigan and stockings and flat shoes instead of like the heels over here. Yeah. Alright, man, here is the protagonist of the game. Yeah, whoa! So, this is who you will be playing as. His name is Itri. This is his portrait in the game. This is what all the characters will pretty much look like. Yeah. He says, I'm here to slack off. And then this is his friend Bunyan. And he's like hell you are. You're not slacking off here. And also, for those that for those that play Arknights, this is an Arknights reference of a certain character saying this exact same line. And if you can guess who the character is, I might make you a little prize, maybe. Or maybe you can guess it right, whoever says this line. But anyway, so there's Ichi and Bunyan over here. Yeah, this is Percy again. He's like asking him to do this. He's like, hey, can you do this and this and this? And Ichi's like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll do it. So Ichi has a hard time saying no. And he just overworks himself, and it's like, ah. And then Bunyan's there like, ah, stop bothering him. And then this is Ichi again. And Bunyan's like, that's not your work, that's Percy's. Stop doing his work. And then Ichi's like, I know, but he paid me like an extra $50, so yeah, he's doing it for the money, getting that bread. So yeah, that's Ichi. The very rough designs for him pretty much is like the same. I didn't really change much about him. Pretty much the same. Alright, now we're gonna get into some game mechanics, some like very rough designs. Alright, let's get going. I'm so excited to show these. Not really. Anyway, yeah, bam! Here's some rough drafts I will explain. So I drew like a little picture to like be like a little, kind of like to be like a cutscene, I guess, where, let's say you're walking around outside. And then bam, picture. It's like, whoa, and then it shows like you're outside and there's like trees and grass and stuff. Yeah, so it's Ichi. He's kind of like talking to you. Maybe he's like saying something important. I don't know. And yeah, I also thought of the idea of switching perspectives where you play as different characters throughout the story. So you might start off with Ichi, and then bam, you might switch to Bunyan at some point, and then you play as Bunyan, pretty much. And I also thought of like the background changes depending on what location you're at. So if you're like outside, and there's a prompt to switch between the characters, the background would be different. So if you're outside, it'll look like outside. If you're like in the office, it'll look like office. Yeah, so that's that. This is where it gets a little spooky. So, warning, if you don't like spooky stuff, if you don't like eyeballs, because I like drawing eyeballs like this. But yeah, so this is a part in the game that'll happen like later, where Ichi, he takes a game a bit too seriously, and he ends up doing a very bad thing. I will explain it more, because I drew like more doodles and sketches based on this idea. But so yeah, in this little mini game that's based on the old computer game High Noon, which is a Western shooting game. Not really a shooting game. It's kind of like Western like cowboy-esque game where it's all text, so it's like a text game, and your objective as like a cowboy is to shoot your opponent and kill them, pretty much. So that's what Ichi's doing. So the little mini game will play where you have choices to make. It'll be like, what will you do? And then you choose like whatever option you want to do. You choose advance. You go how many paces, you input whatever, and then it's like, okay, you took 5 paces forward towards your opponent. Excuse me. And then it'll say like maybe you're Maybe you're like a certain distance away. And there's other options, like you can wait, see what your opponent does, or you can swing your weapon. I put etc. because I wasn't sure if I want to add more options or not. But yeah, so that's that. That's a little thing for now. Here's some other doodles that I made, where I was just testing out what kind of colors I want to make the characters. I'm going for a very like obvious purple aesthetic for pretty much everyone. Probably some characters here and there that aren't like purpley, but yeah. So yeah, this is Eitri and Percy. You can see like the height difference. Like Eitri's like this, and then Percy's like, Percy's like this. Eitri's like this. So yeah, Percy's a little shorty. Just like Camera Girl, she's also like short. I might make her a little bit shorter than this. Cause yeah, maybe I want her to be like maybe this height, like maybe up to his shoulders or something. But yeah, so that's Camera Girl and Eitri, and this is her with all her little hair clips that I drew. And you can see her wearing the jacket and the little tank top. And this is Felix. He's very like humble and like he the little tee pose. And then this is Bunyan. He's like thinking about stuff. Yeah, it's that. More doodles. This is the female coworker Claire, and she's looking back and being like question mark, like, oh, did someone call me or something? This is Percy, and he's being forced to do work. They had enough of his shit, and they're like, okay, Percy, you gotta sit down and do your own work. And Percy's like, okay, fine, whatever, I'll do my work, whatever. He's like that. Sorry about that. I had to take care of something. Anyway, yeah. So this is Percy like doing his work, begrudgingly doing his work. And then just for fun, I drew Eitri and Bunyan out at night, and Eitri had a little bit too much orange juice, so Bunyan's walking him home. And I drew some very rough designs for the NPC characters that will not have like a major role. So. The male NPCs will have a more blue color and will look like stereotypically male looking characters. Female co-workers will have a more pinkish color and will look more like feminine. So yeah, there's that. Sorry, I'm just really stuffy today. Yeah, here's a doodle of Camera Girl. You first meet her, and she has a little camera right there. This is her pillow fort. She has a bunch of stuff on it. There's like there's a little stray pixel here, but I don't gotta worry about that. There's another character where I drew a rough draft for. He's a medical student. If you end up meeting him along your post-apocalyptic journey or whatever, you might meet him, and then he'll like help you out with like medical stuff, if he knows what he's doing. More on that later. And this is a doodle of Percy being chewed out by another coworker. Because they're like, so Percy, did you do what I asked you to do? And Percy's like, no, I don't know. So he's like it's very irresponsible in the office. And this is like a sad boy character. I just kind of drew him just to like draw. I just wanted to draw like a sad person. So yeah, and you might be meeting this boy. Might do a quest or two. I don't know. I'll have to see when I actually get to it. When I actually, do more of the programming side of things. Yeah, moving on. So this is another rough draft of how I wanted the outside to look. I might change this. I might change these colors, but for now, this is just the rough draft part. So, yeah, I gotta draw like the office building. It's gonna be a big old pixel. And this is Itri, and he's walking along like this path, and like this right down. And I drew the grass as like pink. So very pink grass. And I just drew this random doodle of a random character. They're not like a character in the game. I just felt like making a little doodle. They look like a Boy Scout, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I just drew that, and then I just didn't feel like erasing it, so there's just that random doodle right there of no one in particular. Anyway, so now you're Itri and you're going to your office. Well, what does the inside look like? Bam! This is the lobby floor. Or the ground floor, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, you go inside, there's like chairs or like couches or whatever. There's tables, or you can like do some work, or like you review your stuff or whatever. I drew a reception desk. And then when you go inside, you gotta sign in. You gotta mark down, you know, like when you came in, you know. And there is an elevator and a stairwell, but unfortunately the elevator is out of order. So I drew this random person who's waiting for the elevator to work, but it obviously won't work. So you're forced to take the stairs. So now you gotta go up the stairs. Gotta go over here and over there like that. Getting to the second floor. This is what it will look like. And this is what each stairwell will look like. And the door leading to the office. The third floor and beyond has other like departments, like I don't know. I can only think of like accounting stuff, or like I don't know, sales stuff, whatever. I'm not gonna be too like specific about like the office stuff. So when you go in the office, you're just gonna do like general office stuff. It's not gonna be like specific to a certain like skill or whatever. It's just you go in the office and you do paperwork stuff pretty much. And outside, there's this guy, having a little lollipop. You know, he's not smoking, because smoking is bad for your health. Do not smoke. Yeah, so this is your office space. I'm still kind of, honestly, trying to see what kind of layout I would want. But, yeah, this is just the rough design of it so far. So, my idea for this is that when you first enter the office, mainly in, like, flashbacks, so, like, when you have, like, a flashback or whatever, you'll first be using like typewriters or electric typewriters. Like it'll transition to using computers, so everyone would have to use like a computer eventually. But it's just an idea that I have, because I just think it would be neat to like sorry if you heard those. Hold on, let me just mute real quick. Okay, I'm back. Sorry if you hear any noises. That's just my mom in the background. If you do hear anything, if you don't, then nothing to worry about. But yeah, so pretty much I wanted to start off where you learn how to use a typewriter, and then it transitions to you learning how to use a computer. I just think that would be a neat idea to try out. But if anything, like if I can't implement it, or if I struggle, I'll probably just stick with either or. Like there won't be a transition. It's just there's either going to be typewriters or there's going to be computers. But I would like to try and implement some kind of transition, for like advancing technology and all that, since this does take place back then. But yeah, I'll go into more detail about that in a little bit. So, okay, so yeah, this is the, this is like the area where it leads to more cubicles, so. So, yeah, you might see, like, cubicles, like, and then they're, like, filled with people working, or, like, there's computers, stuff like that. I made a top-down perspective, because I wasn't sure exactly, how to draw it. And then I put, like, maybe more computers, like, further down you go, like, kind of like a maze of cubicles. Because I do want, like, to make like a little thing where you have to navigate through a maze of cubicles. But yeah, that's just an idea for now. And here is an example of a conversation where you're talking with a coworker. And I did have like a thing where it's like if I made the mouths move like as you're talking, so like bop, 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 bop. And this is like the text box. This is the portrait, and then there's the text. But yeah, I'm probably not gonna include any like mouth movements. I'm just gonna have like the characters look like this. Let me try like over here. So like, let's say this is say you're playing as E-Tree. So yeah. So they'll just look like this. They're not gonna like have it like you're not gonna have that. Because I honestly don't feel like doing that. It was just an idea that I was throwing around, but I'm probably not gonna do that because I'm lazy. So yeah. Alright, anyway, so moving on. So when I was first pitching this idea, I purposely wanted to make it like an April 1st like debut kind of thing. So I made a little silly thing where I made up like a fake Q&A session with the characters. So that's this drawing. So yeah. So that's E-Tree. And this is Bunyan, his coworker, and they're just like they have like papers with them, and they're like asking questions. So like it could be something like E-Tree will say like he'll say the question. I don't know, blah 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 blah, and then they try to answer as to the best of their ability. But it's just a fake thing, so there wasn't an actual like Q&A thing because because this doesn't exist yet. That's the joke. So who knows, maybe one day the Q&A will be a reality. Maybe one day I'll make an actual Q&A thing, and I'll probably just reuse this drawing, maybe. I don't know yet. Yeah, so that's that. I drew a little doodle of E-Tree and Bunyan. They're holding hands, so as I tried to draw that. I kind of suck at drawing holding hands stuff. I think this is just like a little... Okay, this is just like a little sketch of them looking at the stars. Because I ended up making it look like this. Bam. So, yeah. So this is them looking at the stars. Yeah. When I actually go into like RPGMaker, you'll see that I have this as like a temporary title screen. And then, here's another drawing that I made of a camera girl, which, hint, hint, by the way, you can buy merch of this, drawing that I made, if you want. Just like, yeah. Anyway, so I drew this for a DeviantArt event where you were supposed to draw like a butterfly. So I decided, you know what, I'm trying to draw a camera girl with the butterfly. So I drew her with the Pansies butterfly, which is the one that has like, that looks like it has eyeballs. Yeah, I really like this drawing. It's probably like my favorite drawing of her so far. I want to try and draw like more stuff like this. Like I want to try drawing her like looking all like cool and stuff. Oh, and also I drew her with the Pentax K1000 camera. That is specifically the Chinese knockoff version, because it doesn't include like the stamp that you would see in the like regular ones. So that's pretty much like the camera that I want to draw with her. Like whenever I draw her, I'm just gonna draw like this camera, or I might draw like disposable cameras or something like that. But yeah, so that's that. Yeah. Alright, moving on. This is just the butterfly that I use as a brush. This is the Pansies butterfly. Very cool looking. Alright, next. These are like old pictures that I took like a long time ago. So this is one of them. And I made it all like pixelated so you can see like the little pixels here. I wanted to try and use these pictures as like little transitions or like stuff to show like outside when you're like outside of the office and stuff. So I'm just gonna use like my own pictures and stuff and just edit them and stuff, like I did with this one. This one's another picture that I took a long time ago, but I made it all like pixelated and I made it purple. So now this picture is purple. Here's a drawing of camera girl in her pillow fort. This is her in her pillow fort. Also made it pixelated, so you know it's not like it doesn't look the best. It's kind of blurry a little bit, but you know I could just do something like this, like bam, and then there might be like a text box, like text box, blah 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 blah, like that. Or I can do something like this, bam. Now it's all purpley. Yeah. So I did that. Here's another picture I took of a tree. Also made it pixelated, so you know it's a little, you know, pixelated. I don't remember exactly. I might be wrong about this, but I'm just gonna assume that I took this at a graveyard. But I'm probably wrong about that. But yeah, so there's a random picture of a tree. Here's another picture that I took where I did edit this. I made this more like purpley, so like, you know, it looks like purpley, but very like low. So like probably like this. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it's like more like purpley. And then I covered the windows over here, so they're completely dark. The buildings are completely dark. Sorry, I don't know if you can. I hope you don't hear the background noise. I'm very paranoid about that. But yeah, so I edited this picture a lot. I think it looks nice. I think if I do this, I can make it even more purple. Yeah, so now it's like darker and more purpley. Do this without, and more purple. So it looks kind of like nighttime-ish. Yeah. So I might stick with it. I don't know. I just thought it was neat. Here is another doodle of the inside of Ichi's place, because he lives in an apartment. Because I was kind of struggling with where I wanted him to live, and I just thought like, alright, he's just gonna like live in an apartment just cause. So yeah, this is his place. My ideas have changed a little bit since then, but pretty much counter, maybe like a sink, trash can, and a fridge. There's like a little clothes hanger here. There's a sofa and like maybe like a coffee table. TVs over here, a bunch of stuff. Like a lot of stuff over here. And I drew the bed over here. And then this door leads outside, and then this one leads to like the bathroom. So yeah. And here's what it looks like when you step outside the apartment. Woo. So yeah, this is Ichi, and I drew him like living on like the second floor. And then like X is like over here, I guess. Even though I kind of want it to be like over here, so you'd walk to the right, and then there'd be like the stairs. You go down the stairs, and then this is like the ground, I guess. But yeah, so he lives in an apartment. That's his thing. That's where he lives. And I'll explain more, I guess, as I go through this stuff more. So these are very like old beta pixels that I made of Ichi. But pretty much, this is what he used to look like. And then I drew him like, like with these type of shoes because that's what I was used to when I was first like, I want to say hired. I don't really know what the right word is, but when I was accepted into a game like project, I was starting to make pixels for this project. This is kind of how I drew the characters. I drew the feet like that, and then I just drew them like walking. So that I was pretty much using my experience from that to make my own pixels, and then over time, I made Ichi look, in my opinion, a little bit better. I made his hair more like this. His feet, I made them pointed this way. I'll show in a bit, but for reference, like a little bit of reference, they look like this now. Look like that, and then like, they look like that pretty much. Yeah, oops. Yeah, I'll show that more in a little bit. So, this is like revised version, but like old now, and this is old. I'm just gonna keep that there, so I remember that this is old. Here's a beta version of Percy. This is what I was like trying to transition, like, okay, I don't like how the feet look, like I changed it to this, and I'm like, okay, but how do I make them like walk forward? I was having like trouble with that, so I decided to make the feet look like this, like that pretty much. And here are some NPC designs of the male and female, generic coworkers. So yeah, they went through a little bit of a change as well. I don't think I fixed them yet, but yeah, I'll have to like update their design. Yeah, you can see like I drew their feet like this, which I'm not going with anymore. I changed it. Then this is just like a little note for me, so I can like remember what to like from the feedback that I got. Yeah. So that's that. Updated sprites soon. I will be showing that off soon. And this is just an attempt at drawing cubicles. So I was drawing like little doodles of the cubicles, because I don't know how to draw cubicles. So yeah. Drew a little computer over here, side view, front view. I don't know, yeah. This is my attempt at drawing cubicles. I kind of suck at it. But anyway. Moving on. So these are little designs that I wanted to draw for when like the uniform you would wear in the office. If you're a guy, you wear like maybe short sleeve, tie, pants, whatever. Then the girls would wear like a blazer jacket kind of thing, maybe a skirt, or pants too, and then heels or whatever they're comfortable with. And then I drew Eitri like wearing like a jacket. This is just a random girl wearing a dress. Another girl wearing like a turtleneck and then really wide pants. And these are more like designs where it's like, this is what they look like in school, and very like stereotypical, like male. This is like male outfit, female outfit. Pretty much what that is. Yeah. So that's that. Here are some more doodles that I made of some of the locations that you might see. Where I want to try and kind of just draw like, alright, what does this place look like? What does this place look like? So I can get like an idea for when I eventually make pixel art of the like items and locations, etc. Like, what would that look like, So, yeah. So this is Eitri's place, where I kind of changed the layout over here a little bit from the first one. Over here, there's like a sofa, there's a rug, then there's like stuff on top, like miscellaneous items, stuffed animals, etc. TV, but facing like the side, so it looks like that. So like you would be watching like the couch, like over here. I don't know how to draw a couch. The couch, like that, and then you'd be watching a TV. Yeah. There's that. I drew the dark and scary storage room area where you're like, this is the office space. You enter in there, and then everything's all dark and spooky, and there's a lot of like stuff in storage. There's like items on the shelves. The further you go in, the darker it gets. The only light that you can see is if you leave the door open. But like, yeah, I should add like a little light switch or something. But yeah, there's like a bunch of stuff over here. It's all like a disorganized mess kind of thing. So yeah, that's the dark and scary storage area. Ooh, spooky. Anyway, And then this doodle is of Itri, and then he's chatting with another woman. They're just like chatting about stuff. They're in the office. These are cubicles, and then there's like chairs, tables, etc. And then this doodle is of Itri, like wanting to be asleep. He doesn't want to get up and go to work. So I drew like his bed in a different position. It's like over here. This is the bed. I drew his bed facing like the left side, and then I drew like a big old curtain because I want to try and draw like I wanted to practice with shading. So I wanted like this to be like bright, and like the whole room's like a little bit dark. Like here you can see the light over here, it's reflecting off of him. And then over here is like all his stuff, and it's all like engulfed in the shadows and whatever. A little dresser, and there's a little clock over here. Yeah. So there's that. Bam. And then ba-bam. I drew another doodle of a camera girl. And she's showing Itri how her camera works. So like she like opens it up. I just drew like, you know, this is just a doodle, so it's not like accurate. But you know, this is where like the film would be. I don't know where the film would be. I think the film would actually be over here. Cause then you have to like stretch it out or whatever. Or it could be wrong. I don't know. Yeah. So she opened it up. She showed it to him. She's like, "This is how the camera works." And she's like, "Whoa, that's so cool." Yeah. So that's that. Here, I tried drawing like my own handwritten font because I wanted to see how it would look. So this is just for like the text box, how the text would look with my own like handwriting. So this is my handwriting. Whoa! Oh my goodness! I made it like more legible to read because I usually write very like like that, or like I just do it like this. Like you can't read what that what that says. So I tried making it like legible and stuff. So yeah, this is just the alphabet, numbers, symbols, whatever, that kind of stuff. But after trying that out, I'm just gonna try and go for like a more pixel art kind of font since the game is gonna be very like pixelated, all that jazz. So I'll probably just use like a random pixel font. If like I don't really know how I'm gonna do it, but you know, I just want everything to be pretty much pixel art. I don't want like, oh, look at my handwritten whatever. It's like, nah, it's gonna be like this, like, you know, all pixely and whatever. But yeah, so I drew some examples of the text box and how I would want it to look. I made little like white things on the corners. Probably not gonna go with that. I'm just gonna make it look more like this, where the whole box is just purple. And then I'll just have like the name be displayed, but like maybe not as a box. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do like this. So it might look like this. I don't know. I'm still working out the kinks, but yeah. So I drew like an example, and then of like the little indicator of like, you know, where it's like press A now, and you know, has a little thingy. I drew like a little arrow where it can be animated, because you can do that, or you can make it animated. And then I thought of making it like a little kind of like an enter key, So maybe I'll do like that. And then over here I made the name white with the purple background, but I'm probably just gonna go with this. And then just use like this little symbol. Yeah, this is me just like writing out some example stuff with the with this pen, the digital pen. Yeah. So that's that. So now I'm gonna show off. Pretty much, I'm gonna show off more doodles, and yeah, we'll talk about it. So get ready. Alright, so I just drew a whole bunch of like Percy doodles because he kind of grew on me the more I like drew him and talked about him and stuff. This is Percy, pretty much what he currently looks like now. He has more longer bangs. His hair kind of like bounces away like this, like that, bounce, like that. So yeah, his hair is very short, but he has like long bangs. Yeah. So I'm just gonna go through these doodles. So yeah, this is Percy. He's very like lovey-dovey. Here is like what his pants look like now. So like this is pretty much updated character design where he wears like the pants. You can see this is like the belt, and then the ends are folded over because they're really long. So yeah. Here's some like a little doodle that I made where he has a cat pillow around his neck, and you know, he wants to take a nap. Yeah, his like coworker or boss or whatever, like, you can't wear that at work, Percy, take it off. And then he's like, yeah, it's time for a cat nap, and then he just goes to sleep because he's tired. This is the cat pillow that he brings to work so that he can like take his little naps. And this is him again. He's determined to be lazy at work. And then here's another thing that I thought of where I was just thinking, like, what if Percy was actually like really old, but he's short, so people think he's like a teenager, like a child or whatever. So like, here's a random like person who's like patting him on the head, and he's like, "Well, what? You're a well-behaved young boy." And then Percy is like, I'm like older than you. So I drew like 10 plus years because I didn't really know how old I want to make the characters, so it's just gonna be like a general like thing, like pretty much all the characters except for Camera Girl and maybe some, like a few other NPCs. Pretty much all of them are gonna like be in like their 20s, maybe like older, a little bit older than 20s. So besides like maybe a few characters, Percy's pretty much gonna be like the oldest of the bunch. There might be some older characters, but they don't have like any important roles or anything. At least I have not thought of any ideas for any older characters yet, so for now, Percy's the oldest. Except for like their boss, I guess. The boss is like older. Old wise man. Yeah, this is Percy again with his little winter outfit. And he's like, it'll snow any day now. And he's ready for winter, but it's mid-September, so it's not that cold out. Like, it's chilly, but you know, it's not cold to be wearing like a full-blown winter gear. Yeah. So that's Percy. He's pretty cool. I like him. Here's some more doodles that I made. I drew this cat, and the cat is crying. The cat cries in full tummy. The cat is full. This is another idea that one of my friends came up with. I don't remember the conversation entirely because I was like just streaming and just drawing like random doodles and stuff. But he was like, "Hey, you should draw him as TK from Digimon," because I guess like he kind of looks like him, I guess. So I drew him as TK from Digimon. And he's really excited for Halloween, so he dressed up. He dressed up as TK, but no one else dressed up because they're boring. So yeah, I drew like this little doodle, even though it's not like, it's obviously not like time accurate to how I want to the setting of the game to be. I want the setting to be like in the 70s, 80s. So yeah, Digimon doesn't exist back then. But yeah, it was just a stupid little doodles, whatever. It's nothing to take too seriously about. You know, flashback to when someone took it too seriously. Yeah, anyways, then I drew Percy over here too. Yeah, like, when it comes to like doodles and stuff, I don't really care. Like, I'll draw whatever, I don't care. I think this is a doodle. Okay, so this is a doodle of, I drew them as maids, so you can kind of see. This is the doodle that I came up with. Cause guess what? Ba-bam, they are now maids. I have transformed Eitri and Percy into maid girls. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, this was for May Day last year. So I just drew them as maids, cause why not? So this is them just acting all cutesy, being like, "Oh, we're maids," and whatever. Yeah, I drew Eitri with the loose socks. I drew Percy with like the tights with the garter belt. Oh, I think that's what it's called. I don't know. You know, they're wearing like the frilly little headdresses. Percy had like little ribbons in his hair. You know, they're just acting all silly and cute and whatever. There's another doodle of them. They're like, "Ooh, peace sign." And Percy's uniform was obviously too big on him, so he has like really loose sleeves. And this is Eitri and Percy, and Eitri is singing or like humming or something. Yeah, they're just acting all cute and silly and whatever. So yeah, I just drew that because I just think that would be something that they would do if like if maid outfits were like, I guess, acceptable to wear back then as like a guy. Like they're kind of just embracing the kind of like modern culture a little bit. Yeah, just, you know, just them being all goofy and silly and whatever, you know. Alright, here's where it gets a little spooky warning. You're gonna be seeing a little spooky person. I will try to explain this a little bit, but also kind of keep it vague because this idea that I have is still a work in progress, so you just keep that in mind. So, bam, and then ba-bam. Oh my god, it's so spooky. I think you can kind of see, yeah, you can see it better on the computer screen, because on my laptop it's very dark. I can barely see the line art, but yeah, you can see, like, I wonder if you can recognize who this is. But yeah, this is a character. He's gonna have, like, an important role in the story so far. He's in a really dark place. And the only thing that's kind of illuminating is his eyes, because I thought that would be very, like, creepy and cool looking and whatever. I wanted to try and draw some, like, creepy stuff, pretty much. So this is my, like, not first, but second-ish attempt at drawing something spooky. You can kind of see it better if I turn that off. So bam, this is the character. Very messy hair, very sketchy. Also very sketchy, like, line art, lines everywhere. Very, like, yeah. If I just turn it off, yeah, it just looks like this. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was cool to try out, you know. So yeah, there's that. Alright, here's another minigame idea that I thought of more recently. So throughout the game, there'll be like flashbacks to when you, the player, or you play as Itri when you're in school. So you pretty much grow up a little bit. You become an adult pretty much. So during this portion, sorry, my throat's really dry. Hold on. Okay, so this is a minigame idea that I came up with where you learn to use the typewriter because in this portion of the story you play as Itri and he's struggling to land a job. So throughout the game, just like a little bit, he'll be struggling on securing a job. So, Itri finds like a little advertisement on the newspaper where it's like, hey, learn how to type using the typewriter so you can up your chances pretty much. So Itri decides to take a typing class. So, in this mini game, you'll pretty much be typing on a typewriter. I drew like a little here's a blackboard or whatever. I drew this in cursive since, I'm pretty sure they wrote in cursive a lot back then. Yeah. Pretty much so there'll be like a sentence on the blackboard in cursive. So, if you can't read cursive, whoops. But so yeah, you pretty much just type over here these keys, and the words will appear on the paper. And then every time there's gonna be like a little indicator. I don't know. I gotta see exactly how the typewriter looks because this isn't an accurate depiction. It's very like rough and stuff, so it's not accurate to how like a typewriter looks. Pretty sure I'm missing some components here, but pretty much you tap, bop, and then once the paper, like, I think it's supposed to reach like this way, like this whole thing goes like this way. Once it reaches like the end or whatever, you have to like push it back. And I don't know, maybe I'll like try and make this because I want this idea to be like you type on your like computer if you're using a computer, and you just type out the words like it's like then you type out the on your computer and it'll show like the like there. But I don't know how to do that, so I don't know if I'll be able to implement this or not. This is just an idea that I had where it's like I want the keys of the computer to correspond with the typewriter in the game itself. Because I just think that'd be cool. Be a cool little thing to do and to try if I'm able to. Because this is like my first ever, like, I'm doing this like all by myself. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work. But yeah, so I told my brother this, and he came up with like challenge modes. So like you can choose either easy or hard mode, and once you choose that mode, you have to stick with it. So make your decision wisely. But yeah, so this is easy mode where you can use whiteout to if you make a mistake. So like let's say you were typing the word the, but then oh no, you added another e, then you just like use whiteout. It's like use the whiteout, yes, or you know, it's like whiteout, use it, yes, no, and if you don't use it, then you just leave it like this, and you gotta keep like typing. So then it's like, okay, use the whiteout, bam, use the whiteout, it's good now, and then you just keep typing. So that's like easy mode, where you just have like whiteout available to you. And then bam, if you choose hard mode, well, no more whiteout. Whiteout is not available for you anymore. So if you make a mistake, there's extra paper there. So you mistype a word, it's like, well, gotta get rid of this paper. And then you put in a new paper. And then you type, pretty much. Because I just thought it would be neat since when my parents were like learning how to type with the typewriter, they didn't have whiteout, so you really had to like not make a mistake, and because if you made a mistake, that was it. Sorry, my phone is going off. I don't know what's happening. Okay. Anyway. I thought it was something important. Anyway, so yeah, it's pretty much how my parents learned how to use a typewriter. They used a typewriter. If they made a mistake, they had to replace with paper. There was no whiteout, so the whiteout's there if for easy mode. If you want to do easy mode, pretty much. But again, this is just an idea. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to implement this. So I'm just doing that as a little disclaimer. I don't know if I can do this, because at the end of the day, I just want to make something that I think will be fun and unique to try, making everything like a little mini game and all that. But yeah, so I'll just see. I still gotta implement a lot of stuff. I still gotta make pixels, which I will show off later. But yeah, anyway, moving on. So that's that. Let's see. Here are some doodles that I made, like some more doodles of the characters. This is Percy. They're wearing like casual outfits. This is Percy. He's wearing like a turtleneck and like big overalls. And I drew Camera Girl. She's wearing like maybe like a cardigan. She's wearing shorts, and she's wearing like a little sun hat. I drew her a little fishy. And then this is the female coworker, Claire. She is wearing like a vest kind of hoodie. Then when you put the hoodie up, it has little cat ears. So she pretends to be like a little kitty cat, and she has shorts and stuff. She's more like, she wears more like, I guess like, I don't know if they used this term back then, but she would wear more like unisex clothes when she's like not working or anything. Cause I'm not sure, I don't know if they used this term back then. I think unisex is like a fairly new term as far as I know. I could be wrong though. So, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but. So yeah, she is more like this is pretty much her true self. She wants to be a cat. And just a little kitty over here. Yeah, so this is what she likes to wear. And then when she's at work, she wears like the usual like feminine clothing, like a long sleeve dress, skirt, whatever. which I'll show off here, because I made more doodles of her. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, I just drew this to, like, be a little silly, but, yeah. So this is her with her little, cat hoodie thing, her shorts, shoes and socks and all that. And your little kitty heads over here. Hold on, that's, I keep forgetting the chat box is in the left. You can see that one, and there's this one. And then I wrote, born to be silly, forced to walk in. And this is her at work, and she's all, like, tired and overworked and stressed, and she's like, oh, I want to go home so I could dress like this and relax. But yeah, I drew, like, some more details. You can see, she's wearing, like, a collared, shirt, or, like, a blouse, long sleeve blouse. She's wearing a little necklace here. She's carrying papers. She's like in the bathroom. She's like, oh, I'm so tired. Stuff like that. Yeah, this is before I gave her a name, so, old stuff. Well, she is labeled as female coworker, but now she has a name, so, I will be referring her to Claire for now, unless I change it, but I'm gonna keep her as Claire, because I like that name. And I drew her in high school. This is what she looked like in high school. She had much shorter, like, poofier kind of hair. Well, I mean, her hair is still kind of poofy, but, yeah, she had short, poofy hair. She had, like, a turtleneck. I think this is supposed to be, I think I drew suspenders on her. I'm not entirely sure. I drew her with wide pants, because I really like, wide pants. And I drew her with little, like, shoes. Generic shoes. So yeah, this is what she looked like. And then, you know, when she grew up, her hair grew out more, and she, like, wears it in, like, a ponytail. Yeah. So since I drew her in high school, I thought, wait a minute, I could draw the other characters in high school. So yeah, that's what I did. So the other characters, the main guys. So yeah, just concept art of these guys in high school. So this is Itri. This is the guy that he plays. By the way, this is him. He wears a lot of, like, I want to say, like, formal clothing, or, like, clothing you would wear, like, if you went to, like, a dance or, like, a fancy restaurant kind of thing. He wears, like, really formal clothing. So he's wearing, like, the vest and the tie, pants, and I drew him wearing saddle shoes, which is, like, just shoes that you would wear if you didn't have a lot of money. This is like typical shoes that you would wear back then. Like, you know how, like, you wear, like, sneakers and all that. A lot of people wore, like, these shoes are popular back then, pretty much. So I decided to draw them. I was like, yeah, frick it, he's wearing these shoes now. And this is Percy. Since Percy is older than these characters, so yeah, he's older than these two. That means he was like in high school, like, obviously a little bit earlier than these guys, so I would have to keep that in mind, because I'm not really making anything specific. There's not really going to be any, like, specific dates or ages or anything like that. It's just going to be, like, general stuff. So, since he's older, that means that he never met them, when they were in high school. I do have an idea of, like, Percy and Itri being, like, friends. Like, since Percy is, like, he's in high school, so that means Itri would be, like, a little bit younger than him. So he might be in, like, middle school. So it'd be, like, Itri, and he's like, wow, you're so cool and stuff. So, like, they meet, like, you know, as, like, that. And then they don't see each other until Itri starts working in the office. And then Percy is like, oh, I remember you, we used to hang out and stuff. And Itri doesn't recognize him because like Ichiro looks exactly the same. Ichiro does not change very much in his appearance, but Percy does, and Percy's like, "Oh, I recognize you. We used to hang out, blah blah blah." So yeah, that's that. This is Percy's outfit. I gave him more of like a sporty look. He has like a baseball cap. I just wrote like sports. It's supposed to be sports on his shirt. Because, I don't know, I just thought it would look funny. This is a volleyball. I was gonna draw a basketball, but I figured it would be funny if a lot of this stuff is just I just find it funny. So that's my reasoning for like everything. It's just funny. Everything is funny to me. But yeah, so he's holding a volleyball. And I gave him old sports shoes called the Millerific. The Millerific. These are old sporting shoes. Not sporting shoes. Old sports shoes that people wore back then. And I kind of just like, I was really lazy with this shoe, so, because like, you're supposed to be like that, and it's supposed to be like that. But I didn't draw that, so, yeah, just ignore this shoe. Look at this one, though. This one, I don't draw shoes very often, so, yeah, just ignore this one. This one, but he doesn't have that shoe anyway. Oh, welcome back. Hello. Cal, see, this is why I switched it to a volleyball. Because I was originally going to be like, he plays basketball. But then I thought, like, wait, that's too similar to Cal. I don't want him to be like Cal. I mean, I don't know, like, I don't mind the similarities, but so like, yeah, I was just like, you know what, okay, no, he doesn't play he plays volleyball. That's his thing. He plays volleyball. He doesn't play basketball. He doesn't, well, I mean, he does. He plays all the sports. He's a sports guy. Plays sports, but his main thing is volleyball. Anyway. Oh, okay, go look. Bring an umbrella with you. Yeah, so, anyway, I wanted to make him a more sporty kind of guy, in high school, and then when he grows up, he's like, he's not as sporty, pretty much. He's like, oh, that was back then, I'm not like this anymore, kind of thing. Even though he kind of misses it, but anyway, so yeah, that's him, that's Percy. And then I drew Claire, again. I just didn't draw, like, her lower half, because I was struggling with drawing her lower half, so, like, this would be a skirt. This is a skirt. And then this is, like, her hand, and then I was gonna draw, like, her legs, but yeah, you can see that looks stupid, but, anyway. So I just cut it off. I was like, no, she didn't get legs. Yeah, so this is the female coworker, and this is like me giving her the name Claire for the first time. So yeah, this is her. This very, very short hair. Do like a little headband here. She was wearing like big puffy clothing and stuff. Cause like I already technically I already kind of like drew her like over here with legs, so you know you can see what her legs look like. So yeah, so that's these guys, the main guys. Yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. I'm gonna do some more. More high school stuff, when they were in high school and stuff. So this is Percy again. He's in an arcade and he's like playing like the video games over here. And he like always wins and stuff, so then all the younger kids are like, wow, you're so cool and stuff. And then this is the sore loser kids. he always beats them in video games, in the arcades. But this is why I mentioned where it's like I kind of have to keep in mind that Percy is like a little bit older than the other characters, so I just want to make sure that like everything kind of lines up. Like did he grow up with arcades? Pretty much. If he didn't grow up with arcades, then I scrapped this whole thing. That just doesn't exist. But because like he's older, so you know, I don't know if he actually like. I would actually have to see like back then, like when did arcades like become popular or whatever. I'm pretty sure it became popular like I want to say like at the end, maybe at the end of the 60s. I know they were also like, you know, in the 70s, 80s, that kind of thing. But this takes place before that, so yeah. But anyway, whatever. It's just concept art, whatever. If it turns out to not be accurate, then I'm just not gonna include it. And then Percy will just be like a sport guy. He just does sports. But you know, I want him to be like when he was younger, he like plays like video games and stuff. But then as he grew older, he doesn't do that anymore, kind of thing. But anyway, so yeah, that is just me explaining stuff, whatever. Yeah. So moving on. Here's another doodle of E3, and then he's wearing like his outfit. And this is Bunyan. I drew him in like an outfit. I just drew him like with a t-shirt and striped shirt or whatever. So they're like outside the school and they're eating their lunch, and then Ichi's just kind of like yapping. And you can see Bunyan's thoughts over here if you want to look at that. He's pretty much just saying whatever, and Bunyan's like, I don't believe in this guy is kind of like talking out of his ass pretty much. And then I drew like they have like takeout bags and whatever. Yeah, so they're just enjoying outside. Then I drew Felix. This is Felix. This is him in high school. He has a bit he has like slightly longer hair in high school, and when he's like an adult, he like cuts it short a little bit. It's like this isn't hair. It's just like this. Okay. And then like slightly shorter hair, whatever. Yeah. So this is him in school. He's just doing like his work, doing the typical school work. Yeah, just doing like he's just crossing his legs, you know, whatever. He's just doing his work pretty much to show that like he was always like a hard worker and stuff in school, and he works hard when he's in office. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. So that's that. See, I gotta keep this one open or visible. Here's another doodle of high school. What they you know, like the high school they all went to, because I don't know, I kind of want it to be like they all just happen to go to the same high school, just in different years, because, you know, Percy's older, so he went to high school before them, and then Eitri, you know, all of them go to like the same kind of high school pretty much. And Camera Girl does too. She also goes to the high school when she like is old enough to go there. Yeah, so anyway, this is just concept art or like a little doodle of the school. Don't pay attention to the perspective. But pretty much I was just trying to draw like a building, because I don't draw a lot of like background stuff. I don't draw buildings or backgrounds or anything like that, so this is like really scuffed. Yeah, so this is just outside of school. Inside there's like, this is like a pillar that's just like in the hallway, because I kind of based it off of like my high school. So like mine is just like in the hallway, like let's just say this is like the entrance, you enter here. And then there's like a stairway, whatever, stairs. And then to like the right, there's like the classrooms. Like, yeah, the right side is like classrooms, so, let me see if I try and draw it. I think, let me see if I can remember correctly. So like classroom, and there's like this random big ass pillar like in the middle of the hallway, I think. So I had to walk around it or something. I'm pretty sure there were pillars in the middle of the hallway, but yeah, so like I was kind of just trying to draw that, like this is a pillar. You know, like the structure of the school, you know. And then these are like little lockers or whatever. But like I know back then, like they didn't really like carry a lot of backpacks or anything like that. So like anything that they had, like if they had like papers or books or whatever, they would just keep in the lockers. Until backpacks became more of like a more common thing. But yeah, anyway, so, and this is like a random classroom, sketch of a classroom. These are like the desks, I think. Books, papers hung on the wall. That kind of stuff. So yeah, not a lot going on here because I kind of suck at drawing this stuff. So yeah, maybe one day I'll get better at drawing this kind of stuff. But yeah. So I drew more like kind of like studies, I guess. I like looked up a bunch of like fashion and stuff from the 1970s specifically. I just drew like whatever picture was shown, I just drew it. So like there was like a random picture of like a woman that looked like this. She was like sitting and she's like crossing her legs like that. So I drew like her with like, she has like, you know, long poofy hair. She has like a skirt, she's wearing like a skirt. She has like stockings and she's wearing like heels. Also, so I can like try and draw like footwear a lot, because I don't draw like a lot of footwear. Like this is my extent of like shoes. Just like drawing them like this. So yeah, it kind of helps to draw like different types of clothing and stuff. I drew this lady looking like proud and stuff. I drew her with like her arms like at her hips, and then she was wearing like this I don't know what you call this, but it looks like a V. So, and she was wearing like big wide pants. I love wide pants a lot, so I wanted to draw that. And the wide pants specifically covered like a lot of her shoes, so I don't even know what kind of shoes she was wearing, because they were just like bam, like you could only see the tips of the shoe. So I'm just gonna assume she's wearing like heels like that. Then there's like, I found a random picture of a guy, like it was like an advertisement for like suits or whatever. So I drew this guy wearing a random suit. And yeah, and he's wearing like a little turtleneck or whatever, you know, looking all fancy and whatever. And I think the picture I saw is a woman, but I tried making them more like ambiguous. So yeah, they had like poofy little hair like that. And then they're wearing just like a random vest, dress shirt, and then I think I gave them I don't remember if the picture had them wearing poofy pants, but I gave them kind of poofy pants over here. So yeah, that's that. Let's see, next, I think this is a comic. I think I drew this, let me see. I think this is just a sketch. Okay. So I drew some little mini comics of of the characters. You see it here. So this one is, I just titled it Just a Quick Nap, and it's Percy being all tired and stuff because he works so hard and whatever. So yeah, this is him. He has like a little alarm clock, and he's like, I'm gonna take a 20-minute nap, and then he just falls asleep. And like the lights are off, so like everyone went home, so he's just there sleeping. This is a new character that I will show off in a little bit because I drew this after I made him, so you will see him in a little bit. But yeah, so his name is Mackenzie over here. So yeah, so Percy is kind of like struggling with working with the computer. So he's like, help me, Mackenzie, I don't know how to do this, this is hard. And then Mackenzie like, did you try turning it on and off? And then next one is Mackenzie, and then Percy's like hugging him. He's like, oh, thank you, Mackenzie, you're so awesome and stuff. And then Percy says to him, if I wasn't already married to a beautiful wife and have the most adorable children, I'd marry you in a heartbeat. I'd do it right now. And he's like, you know, just kind of like being a little silly. Mackenzie's like, oh, haha. And then there's like these random guys, and he's like, hey, you want to get some lunch? And the guy's like, sure. And then he looks over at them, being like, they're like, what the heck? So I do that just to be like a little silly, you know. Whoops. Yeah, so that's that. But yeah, so I made Mackenzie recently. This is a new character. He's another coworker, yay. So this is Mackenzie. This is him being like, teehee, whoops, I made a mistake. So I drew him. He's wearing a sweater, kind of like over his shoulders, but you know, like he, like it's the kind of style where you like tie the arms around your neck. I mean, not around your neck, around, like, you know, around where your neck area is. So he's like wearing it like that. He just has that like little sweater there. He's like at like a printer or something, and he falls asleep. And then there's like these two people, and they're like, this guy's weird, and they're like, yeah, stay away from him, because they're like, they just think he's weird and stuff, because he acts a little bit like a little bit differently, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, he just acts like a little silly and stuff. And this is him wearing the thing. He's like putting it on. He's putting on the sweater. Yeah. And then this is him again, and he's like holding paperwork, and he has a sweater like around his hips this time. So yeah, it's like he wears it either on his shoulders or like on his hips or whatever. Excuse me. So like the reason why the other guys are kind of like, oh, this guy's weird. So the reason why they're like that is because I want to make like Mackenzie like gay, and you know, back then that was like, you know, not seen as a normal, quote unquote. So like, yeah, they're just like, oh, he's weird because like, you know, he's gay, and they don't like approve of that, but like he doesn't really care what they think. Like he's gonna just live his life however he wants. So yeah, that's Mackenzie. I hope to I hope to like also like one day I'm just gonna like try and make like all the pixel art of the characters, and I definitely want to include Mackenzie and like have them like walking around and stuff, and you can like interact with them and stuff. But for now, they're just doodles. Here's another comic, little mini thing that I made with Mackenzie, and this is me trying to like come up with like what kind of colors that I want for him. because he has to have some kind of colors. So I can like make him like an actual pixel sprite and stuff. Yeah. So this is Percy and Mackenzie. And Percy's like, "Hello, friend. Your services are needed." And he's like, "Huh? What do you mean?" And then he's like, "Oh, it's like technical stuff, pretty much, because like he's very good at like helping people with like the computers and stuff like that." So he just says like, "Is it Angela again?" He's like, "Yup," and then he just drags him to the other like cubicles where there's just a random name, by the way. I didn't make a character named that. I just randomly thought like I'm just gonna randomly say Angela just cause. So yeah, he's very helpful when it comes to like computers and stuff. Which will be very useful if you have trouble with computers in the game. You can always call him Mackenzie and he will help you out. And yeah, I wanted them to just be like silly little friends, Yeah, and then I just drew like a rooftop, but like really rough sketch. This is like the door, at least outside. These are little fans, I think, or like the things that are on the roof where they're like that. I don't know. So I just drew that. So that's that. Say goodbye to Mackenzie because I didn't really draw him that much, so I'm gonna try and try my best to draw him as soon as I can. Yeah. All right, almost done here. Yeah. All right. Bam, bam. I think that's it for this one. More rough sketches, yay! So this is a desk computer. This was what came before like modern computers, pretty much. It just looked like a desk, and it just had like stuff on it. Button stuff. You just press the button, stuff comes out, and it's just a desk, pretty much. That's why it's called a desk computer. And then I drew a random 1980s computer, which is just like a random generic thing. Yeah. That's what it looks like. Yeah. And then I drew specifically the IBM 5150. Yay, again. This is what it looks like. I drew a rough sketch of it. This is where, this part is where you would put like the discs to like save, or not to save, but like to store stuff. So like let's say you're typing on the computer, blah blah blah, and then you're like, oh, I gotta save this thing. Then you just insert the little floppy disk things, things that look like this or whatever. You just insert it in there and then you can save it, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And you can also save games into there too. So like if you make simple little computer games, you can also use the discs to save that. Yeah, this is just part of the IBM thing. This connects to this, and yeah. And I drew a little pixel of this. So this is the kind of computer that I want in the game. When it transitions from typewriter to computer, this is just like it looks like a generic enough computer to just be like, okay, this is a recognizable computer. But thing is, it don't got a mouse. There is no mouse. Mice did not exist back then. Whoops. So that's the only difference. There's just the keyboard, and that's it. Oh yeah, and then this is just a note for me. You don't have to read it if you don't want to. Yeah. There's that. Here's some other rough sketches that I made of specifically women's hairstyles from the 1970s, 1980s. So just a bunch of different hair that I wanted to draw to try and draw different types of hair. I really like this one. This one looks really cool. And there's this one's very poofy. Here's some more sketches. This is another character that I came up with. And Angel also like helped me kind of come up with this character, so like credits to him as well. But yeah, so I made kind of it's supposed to be like John Teeter, but instead of John, it's Jane, because you know, it's a girl. So I just came up with a bunch of different designs. This one kind of looks like Claire, so I just marked it as that. Yeah, it kind of looks like Claire, so this isn't Jane, this is Claire. I came up with another design where she's wearing like, kind of like a leather jacket, I guess. She's wearing a skirt. And I drew her just kind of like looking like stereotypically nerdy, I guess, with like the glasses, and then she has like a ponytail, so I drew her like that. And then like a quick description here where Jane's character, she's pretty much the tutorial person when you first use computers in the game. So she'll just pretty much be the tutorial and be like, you know, do this, type like this is the typing key, whatever, you know. So she'll be like that. So that's that. Goodbye, Jane. Oh yeah, so I didn't really delete this, but on this canvas I drew a bunch of pixel art, so I was just labeling the pixel art here. Yeah, this is just really not much, but you know, just different looking things I drew. Drew the desk computer over here. I don't know what this is supposed to be. But I moved all the pixel art to another canvas, so I will be showing that off as well after I'm done with this. Alright, so now we're gonna get into a little bit more spooky territory, I guess. So if you don't feel comfortable with like me explaining like another person killing another person or anything like that, because yes, there will be death in this game, unfortunately. That's how I want it to be. So, you know, if you're not comfortable with like the little edginess of it, then you know, you don't have to watch. But yeah, I will be talking about like murder, pretty much. So if you're not comfortable with that, you can feel free to leave. Yeah. Alright, so transition time. Bam. Alright, so earlier I mentioned the game High Noon. So this is my own version of it, where I talked about like how you would play as Eitri, and he kind of like, you know, he thinks of this kind of situation as like, oh, this is like the game that I played, and he treats it as such. He's very unstable in this part of the game. That will happen much later. But pretty much, yeah, Ichi murdered someone here, and you pretty much are forced to kill this person that is unnamed for now, because I'm gonna try and like keep it spoiler free as I can. So here's the game. Eitri, he has an axe. He picks it up, and he's looking all spooky, and he has like eyeballs. Like, oh, eyeballs. This is outside, so yeah, you can see like the grass and stuff. So in this mini game of High Noon, you approach this person, and they're also looking very spooky. You know, little spooky, scary guy. And your task is to kill this person. So yeah, this is pretty much the gameplay that I kind of already talked about earlier. It's pretty much the same, where it's like you approach the person, and then your task, you're given options on which option do you want to which option you want to do. So you can advance forward towards the person because like you're kind of like at a distance. So each time you advance forward, you get closer to this guy. And then the more you advance, so like you input the number of steps, and then the game tells you like you are like 20 steps away, and then you just keep like doing it until you're close enough, and then you can attack. And also there's like a wait option if you feel like waiting, but it's not really going to do anything. You don't do anything, you just wait. Nothing really happens. You could maybe when you wait, the guy says some stuff. If you choose the wait option, he might like try and talk you out of it or whatever. But yeah, otherwise wait doesn't really do anything. You're just kind of like wasting a turn. Because your objective in this minigame is to murder him. So you get closer, you advance, and then you attack. And then this is just little picture, little like sketch of each you're holding the axe and swing it on him. So every time you attack the guy, he gets more and more injured until he, kicks the bucket pretty much. So yeah, this is just him like injured with one swing. Maybe like you scratch him a little bit, or like he starts bleeding or whatever. Yeah, he'll get more injured as you keep attacking him pretty much. So that's that. That's my little idea for that minigame. So yeah, pretty much you're just forced to kill someone, and the reason for that I will not reveal just yet, because I did want to kind of like go over the story a little bit more, but I don't think I'll have time to do that. So I'm just trying to explain as much as I can. But one day I will try and like go over the story a bit more. It's just cause I don't want to take too long here, because it's getting a little bit it's getting a little late. So yeah. So that's my idea of High Noon. I will definitely try and implement it and just try and see what I can do with it. So, last thing I'll show on this canvas, the very last thing that I drew for right now. I just drew this little guy with like eyeballs, like you can see his eyes. It looks spooky, ooh. But yeah, I just drew that because I wanted to draw something spooky, pretty much. I'm gonna leave it at Jane over here. So yeah, these are pretty much all of the sketches that I made for my little game idea, and I will probably be making some more sometime soon. I don't know. I actually want to try and like implement some of these ideas into like RPGMaker and stuff. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna black out the screen real quick because I'm gonna switch canvases, and I don't know if there's gonna be an ad or not, and I really hope there's no ads. Okay, yeah, there's an ad. But yeah, so now I will be showing off the pixel art that I've made thus far. Alright, 1, 2, 3, bam! Alright, here's all the pixel art that I've made so far. I obviously plan to make some more, or like make some changes, because, these are forever changing, because I might not be satisfied with certain stuff, or I might change some stuff as I draw them. But yeah, so I'm just gonna be going over the pixel art that I made. So right over here is like the little characters corner where I drew Eitri. This is the guy that you'll be playing as, and as you can see, his sprite is different from the first time I showed like the beta stuff. So this is what he looks like. This is his current look. This is him in his little jammies. He has like a little sleeping hood, or sleeping cap. And then this is Camera Girl. This is her. This is her without her camera, and then I drew her with wearing her camera. So yeah, that's her. And then I drew Bunyan. This is Bunyan. And this is him in the casual outfit. I've also drawn Ichiri in more outfits, but for right now, I'm just gonna be showing off his pajamas. And then I drew Percy, and you can see his sprite a little. I made his sprite a little bit different here, where I added some shading to his hair, which was not there previously. And then I made his pants, like, you know, kind of look like they're folded over. So, like, they're kind of like this. Like, this is his foot. Like that. So, yeah. Updated Ichiri, it's Percy sprite. And this is Felix. I updated his sprite as well. I made the lanyard and the ID a little bit more, like, visible, but I'm not sure if this looks better or not. I don't know. I might not include it, but I'm not sure yet. But yeah, so this is updated Felix sprite. And then these are all, like, the old sprites that I made that are, like, I made them look pretty much better. Or they were too small, so I had to make them big. I was gonna draw a wardrobe, and then I just gave up on the wardrobe. As you can see, some of these like have resized because I need to resize them because they're too small. And there's a couch. That's in Ichi's room. Alright, so this is all this stuff over here is Ichiri's little apartment place. So pretty much, I would say I'm pretty much done with these. So my next step is to implement all of these and put it in the game as my first ever tile set. So yeah, alright, so I made a little frog telephone. I just thought it would look cute, like to have a little frog telephone. These are other phones. This is hanging on the wall. This is a rotary phone. There's a little stove. I put Ichiri next to it so I can gauge on how big it should be, because this one was too small, so I had to make it a little bit big, and I changed the colors around a little bit. Do a trash can with some trash. I do a fridge with some like cereal and other boxes on top of it. I drew a TV on top of a little like dresser thing, this thing. And a little remote over here. I also drew it like on the side, and the dresser on the side as well. I drew like the little remote here and this here. I drew like some of the stuff that he has. So I drew like the rug. He has clothes on the floor. He has a little stuffed bunny and a stuffed mouse, like plushie. There's like a little slipper over here, little game cartridges over here because he plays games in his free time. A little game controller and like a little can of soda. I drew this little clothes hanger where so like let's say you're Ichiri and you're walking around, you like interact with this, and it could be like, do you want to change your clothes? And then you hit yes or no, and then if you hit yes, you can change into like your little pajamas over here, or if Ichiri's wearing like not his work uniform, if he's wearing like a casual outfit, whatever, you can like pretty much change your clothes, and there's options like, oh, do you want to wear your PJs? Do you want to wear your work thing? And then, yeah. It'll just change depending on what you want to wear, pretty much. Okay, there's a counter, and then I drew a little microwave. I put the microwave on top just to see what it would look like, and then I drew the counter like really long to see what that would look like. Yeah. There's a little dresser with a little alarm clock. That's what he uses to wake up. So every morning he's like ring, 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 and then he gets up. Oh yeah, and then this is the guitar that he has. He plays the guitar since he used to play like the piano a lot when he was younger, but his dad didn't like it because because pretty much just a little quick little story thing. So his dad didn't like him wearing piano because it reminded him of his wife, who unfortunately passed away. So every time Ichiri played the piano, the dad would be like, "Stop playing the piano." So to kind of have some kind of musical outlet, he buys a guitar and he just plays that instead. Yeah. So yeah, just a little like backstory there. Here's a sofa. A lot of these sprites, by the way, I based it off of Omori, so they might look a little bit similar to Omori sprites. I just wanted to change it a little bit. So yeah, there's a couch, and I tried drawing it like sideways, and I think I'm just gonna leave it like this for now, just to see if it looks good or not. I drew Ichi sitting, so like he's supposed to sit on the couch, like facing this way, but I'm gonna try and make him sit this way, so I also drew him sitting like this. Still a work in progress, but yeah. There are two tables, or one table. This one's facing that way, and this one's like facing that way. So it's supposed to be, he sits here, table's this way, and then he watches the TV, which is over here. So that's that. These are two random tiles. I don't know how I'm gonna try and use these colors somehow, but I don't know how yet. And there's him sleeping in the bed. I drew a little pillow here, and then I drew it so that, I'll just show this real quick. So like the bed sheet is like on top, it's like that. So yeah. Okay, yeah. And then I tried drawing floor tiles, which I've never done before, so excuse me. So yeah, this is just like wooden floors that'll be for this place. And I drew different colors, drew different variations. And yeah, they're uneven, so whatever. That's that. That's that for Ichiri's place. I think I'm pretty much done. I'm gonna try and make this a toss and see what happens. Oh, and sink. Forgot to mention sink. This is the sink that he uses. There's a little dish soap over here, and I also put it over here. There's a little dish rack, and it has a dish in there. Yeah. Alright, so now, yeah, that's everything in Ichiri's little area over here. And then this is just like the old camera girl pillow fort drawing. I just shrunk it down a lot so I can get the colors for it, because I made it into a pixel over here, also using Omori as a reference. So this is the pillow fort without like all the stuffed animals that you can see here. And yeah, this is like empty. And this is her coming out of the pillow fort. This is her inside the pillow fort, and you can see her eyes being like, looking and being suspicious and whatever. And I did little stuffed animals over here. Or the pillows, sorry, they're pillows. I just drew a little head over here, because I didn't feel like drawing the whole body, but yeah, it's right here. Yeah. I drew some grass. Went through very many variations of the grass because I didn't know what I wanted. So yeah, that took a while. I drew some water. This is what it looks like. I think it looks fine. Yeah. This is the tree. So I'm gonna probably go with these colors instead of this one. Cause I just think the colors are more vibrant. And they just look prettier. I don't know. But, you know, this one also has some good colors. It's just a little bit dark. Yeah, pretty much. I might actually just go with this sprite instead. But yeah, so like you can see the grass over here. Cause like my problem with the grass, I'll like try and show it. Was that every time I put, okay, wait, you can't see the hold on. Every time I try to put like this tile, just specifically this one, it made like a weird, kind of like a pattern. Like I don't know if you can see it here. I don't think you can see it here very much because I kind of fixed. I tried to fix it, but it was kind of weird because like it would be like this. Whoops. I'm gonna draw it over here. It would be like this, like this. I'm gonna try and recreate it. I don't know how. Like it was like this, and it looked like it was just this patch, and there was like nothing over here, and it looked weird. And so I tried fixing it here. I think it turned out better. You can kind of see like, you know, there's nothing over here like that, but you know, it used to be a lot bigger. So I think I fixed it pretty much good enough. So this tile, you know, is this and this are supposed to like go together pretty much. Or I did it where like I'll show it. So like let's see. I don't remember the length. But like let's say it cut off like right there. Let's say it cuts off like right here. This is one tile like that. And then the next tile I'm putting the different, you know, it's a different, you can see the different patch of grass is different from this one. So I just kind of like rotated between that. So that's how I'm placing the tiles together for the grass specifically. And the water, it's just this tile because it looks fine to me. I don't see any. It doesn't look too. There's not like huge empty spots or anything. The grass was a struggle. So I think I fixed it. I think it looks fine. I don't see any huge like gaps. Like there's like a few like little tiny gaps here, but I think it looks fine. So, yeah. So that's pretty much how the grass looks. I did like a little, pattern. Okay. So, yeah, with these like two specific things. This one will be like in one row. This one will be like, I don't know if you can see it. Will be in a separate row. So that's how the grass is gonna work. And I have to remember that. Yeah, so I did the grass a little bit. I made it look like this color. I thought it looked nice. With the little gradient color there. I kind of use Pokemon as a reference because I like how Fire Red and Leaf Green look with their like grass tiles. So I kind of just use that as a reference. Or Emerald too. Emerald also has nice grass tiles. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, that's the grass. That's the water. Here's Camera Girl hiding behind the tree. But I changed it to this one now, so using these colors, I think it looks better. My opinion, I don't know. Maybe I'll go with this one, I don't know. I think I'll probably lean more towards these colors. for the trees. Oh, hello, welcome back, Angel. Sorry, I just noticed you there. I was kind of yapping a little bit. Yeah, I'm just explaining all the pixel art. Oh yeah, and these are just like old stuff. I'm not really gonna use these. I was just using Omori as a reference. So you know, these are like these flowers specifically. I just copied Omori stuff. The grass here too. This grass too. And then I just drew these on my own. So I do have to draw like I do want to draw like flowers, but I just gotta make it so it's not like that's different from Omori. So no flowers yet, but they will be here soon. Yeah, so this is what the grass looks like now. I hope all this works out because there's specifically 32 for height and width. So I hope that I don't get any errors or anything when I put them in there. If I do, I'm gonna be very sad. But yeah, so that's the ground stuff. Not as much as Itri's stuff. He has a lot more stuff going on. I made this kind of thing where it's like game over, but that's not really gonna be a tile thing. I just felt like drawing this. I'm gonna move on to the office stuff, which is not a lot either. Because I mainly wanted to focus on like Itri's place and the outside stuff. So yeah, here's IBM again. This is the computer. And this is the desk computer. This was a lot of work to draw. So yeah, this desk computer, this is the PDS 1020 specifically. So what you do here pretty much is like you could type here, you could type on this, and then there's like this has like little papers that come out of the thing. That's pretty much it. There's no screens. It's just you type. There's paper here. I made the paper different from where is it? Oh, there it is. From this type of paper. So you see there's like little dots here. This is like specific paper to this machine, whatever. And the paper is like regular over here. Just regular paper. Yeah. And then I drew the Atari 800, which is the keyboard, and it comes with the game controllers, I think. Yeah, I drew that. That's a little funny thing. I drew 2 different typewriters. This one's electric because it looks more like the computer keyboard, and this one's like the traditional typewriter. So I drew this just in case, like, if I didn't feel like you know, drawing the typewriter like this, then I'll just draw like the electric one, and I'll just draw the electric one specifically, and then it transitions to computers. But I don't know yet, so just an idea. Just wanted some practice on drawing typewriters, pretty much. Here's more telephones. This one's just the rotary one. It's the same as the one up here. It's just the same thing that I copied. This one's specifically a touch dial telephone. This is pretty much just used for work purposes, office settings, all that junk. Oh yeah, and then this is the chair. This is the office chair stuff. Yeah, he gaming. He likes playing games. But yeah, so yeah, this is the office chair. I made it look like this. I think it looks cool, whatever. Let's see if I get rid of this. See this one this way. Woo! So yeah, it looks like that. And then it's just him sitting on the chair. So yeah, it's pretty. I didn't draw a lot for like the office yet, but yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there slowly. Cause I'm mainly just focused on Eitree's place. Once I figure out how to do like all this as a tile set, I think it'll be easier to implement this stuff, and then I can work more on this stuff, etc. Oh, actually, I think these are for the office. This one specifically, I think. I don't know. I'm just making random like floor tiles because I don't know how to make stuff. So here's another thing. A lot of numbers here because if you make pixel art, you're gonna have to count a lot. So at least when I make pixel art, I have to always count. I have to count, make sure this is even, whatever. So that's why you see numbers like this. 2 random colors. I think this is for the office actually. This tile I made for the office. I made some variations. I made it so that like the grass and these, there should not be a top line over here. It should look like like this, so that it can look, so it looks like this. It has to look like this. If it looks like this, then I don't think that's right. I also made this pattern, just like that, but it's slightly bigger, so yeah. And I also made these. I made them have pretty colors. True. Yeah. I thought maybe this would look prettier or something, I don't know. I drew some walls, tried drawing walls, I don't know. I was like, how do I draw walls? I drew them like there's different colors, separating different colors. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, so yeah, let's just go. I'm just gonna quickly look through all this. Oh, look at all this stuff. Oh my god! Wow! Gotta make flowers. I gotta remember to make flowers for outside. Yep, there's all this stuff. There's all the old stuff. You see all the old stuff over here. Old trees. There's Percy and Felix, and there's Bunyan, Camera Girl, Tree. And then there's the office stuff. All these things. Wow, look at all these things. Wow. So yeah, this is what I've been working on recently. So yeah. I'm gonna try and make a tile set sometime in the future. Cause as excited as I am to get started, I do have to still finish some commissions. Sorry, I was stretching. So I gotta finish commissions first, and then I'll get back into this stuff, because I really like drawing pixel art. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the pixel art showcase thing. Yeah, so now I'm gonna try and actually show like the very first build in RPGMaker MV, because this is before I got MZ, so I only had MV at the time. So you're gonna be seeing a lot of just like as a little warning, you're gonna be seeing a lot of not this sprite, because this is before I revised it. You're gonna be seeing old Eitree sprite and a lot of the default sprites that are in MV, because I don't have all. I literally just made all of this stuff like I want to say like at the end of last year, and then this year I think. I don't entirely remember when I started this, when I started all this pixel art, but yeah, so it's just gonna be a lot of default stuff. It's not like it's not gonna be a whole lot of stuff, so yeah, just like a little warning, you're gonna be seeing a lot of default stuff. So get rid of this. Don't need that. Don't need this anymore. Actually, yeah, let me. Actually, no. I'm gonna keep it. Let me keep this. So, like, when I end, I can just go. I can just go back to. I can just like, show the art stuff again when I end it. Let me just get. Where is? Sorry, I'm trying to look for. My thing. Blah blah blah. Not this. Okay. So once I end, I'll just go back to my art stuff and just end it there. But for now, I'll keep it like this. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna have to open up Steam. Let's see if I can do that real quick. Because I don't go on Steam very often, so yeah, it's gonna update. So in the meantime, you can listen to this lovely music that I have in the background. Yeah, I am gonna try and go through it a little bit quickly because it's getting a little late, so I gotta wrap things up soon, unfortunately. I will not be going over through specific story stuff. I will have to do that another time because I was gonna go through like the whole document that I made, but I don't have time for that. So last thing is RPGMaker. All right, let me just I'm gonna stop the music real quick. Yeah, so the last time I used RPGMaker was actually this month, but it was in April 26th last year. So I did not touch this for like almost a whole year. So I just tested out a lot of stuff and then I dipped and then I never logged back in again. So yeah. So yeah, I gotta launch it so that I can I gotta like show off the screen. It has to detect it. So yeah. Wow. Look at oh, you can't look. I guess I could just share my screen. I just can't like actually, you know what? I'll okay, this is what I'll do. I will just show like the window. Yeah, I'll just show the window. Let me see. I hope it captures it. I haven't done this in a while. I think I'll just do window capture. Okay. Alright, nothing there. Good. Alright, just as it should be. Let's see. I think I'll choose this one. Alright, bam! You can see it! You can see my thing, my old thing. Hold on, let me capture. Yeah, okay. I think this is good enough. Alright, oops, can't see the chat. Hold on. I'll put it like over here. Yeah, okay. Let's, hold on, let me just rename this. Probably do that. Rename it. Okay, this will be just for now, I'll just put it like that. Okay, I gotta make this big. Ooh, alright, y'all. There we go. Now you can see it. You can see the fruits of my labor. Oh no, the chat looks a little bit wonky. That's okay. Alright. Okay, yeah, so I never did this before. You see the cursor? Wait, hold on, let me see. I think, because I did, it should capture the cursor. If it doesn't, let me know. But yeah, so this is like the old stuff. You can see all of this except for little E tree over here. This is all the default sprites. This is all the default tile set. You can see all the tile sets here. And this is the little maps. Wait, let me see. Okay, yeah, you can see the maps. Okay. to make sure everything looks good. So, yeah, so I made it so that, when you boot up the game, you start in Itri's room. So, yeah. Let's see. I don't remember how I did this. Bear with me, I haven't touched this in like a bajillion years. But yeah. Game, right? Yeah, playtest. I think it opens up a new window. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, show the logo. Alright, so the music is also default, just so you know. So this is all just default stuff. I gotta capture this one now, so let me just change it. I'm gonna lower the music a little bit. It's a little bit loud for me. See properties. Okay, so now I'm changing it to this one. Bam! Now you can see this one. Yeah, don't. I'm just gonna. Actually, wait, can I make it big? Okay, wait, no, never mind. I'm gonna leave it like this. I'm just gonna leave it like this. So, rip the black bar thing over here. But yeah, so this is the art. I put like temporary title screen, so yeah. Wait, let me see. Does it capture does it capture the cursor? Okay, it should capture the cursor. Okay. Yeah, so this is just the stuff. Yeah, you can see this. The music is really loud. What's enter? Okay, it's just default stuff, blah blah blah, you know. Yeah. New game, wow. Yeah, so this is the old Itri sprite over here. You can see that his feet, and his face and his hair is a little bit different. They're, you know, it's the old Itri sprite, so, well, you can, you can't see that very well. Oh, well. Oh, man, you can't see the chat either. Oh, that sucks. Whoops. I don't know what to do about that. I guess you're just gonna have to be in the void. Unless I could just quickly change the color, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that right now. Once I like make this like an actual official game, I'll mess around with the chat box settings. But for now, you're just gonna be in the void. So, yeah. Oh, it's called Itri. Okay, cool. It's like Itri. What the heck is that? Yeah, I don't have a title for this game yet, so for now it's just Office Workers RPG. Wow, look, you can see he's moving. Wow, oh my goodness. Yeah, he's like, you can see like everything is ginormous. Itri is really small here because again, these are all the default. These are all the default sprites. So the only thing that's different is Itri. That's it. Everything else is big. Yeah, let's interact with some stuff. I also changed the text box so that the text box is a purple color. Yeah. And then yeah, it's like a messy bed. Tidy up first, and you can say yes or no. Yes, and then no, it's all tidy. Ta-da! Spick and span. Yeah. I was so proud when I figured out how to do that. Wow, it's so small. Hold on, let me okay. Okay, never mind. You can see the text box. Okay, never mind. I thought the text box was like too small. Okay. Yeah, he moves. me when I played the Great Ace Attorney for the first time, and you see Naruhodo move in the courtroom. I was like, he has legs. He can walk. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I did that. I was very proud of this because that took me forever to figure out. Yeah, a bunch of stuff. Bunch of stuff. And then over here is where you can change your clothes, but you can't really do that. Wow, I look exactly the same. Oh, you can't see his thing, damn. How do I move this? I'm gonna try and move this a little bit so you can see the portrait. There we go. There. Yeah, now you can see each tree. Look, he's like, wow. It's like, yeah, this is just the text box, how I want it to look, except make it more of a solid color, because this text box is transparent and I don't want it to be transparent, so I'm gonna have to change this stuff when I get back into this. But yeah, for now it's just but yeah, anyway, you're just like, wow, it looks exactly the same because I didn't program in different outfits. So yeah, this is where Ichi would change from his pajamas to his work clothes, but I don't feel like making a new spreadsheet right now. Yeah, because it was a lot of work just doing like all this stuff, so I was like, I'm not gonna change his outfit right now, but I will in the future. Don't worry, I will in the future. Fire. We didn't even start anything yet. I just started. This is just a thing, narration tutorial, whatever thing you want to call it, where you interact with the book because I felt like it. Yeah, the book says, good morning. Hope you had a good night's sleep. No? Well, that's too bad. Hurry up and get ready so you're not late. Remember to always do your best. And then the book closes, and I was like, yeah, I made the book close! Yay! I was so happy. And then if you interact with the book again, it's just like, I don't need to read this right now. I like the little sound effect too, like this little sound effect. I love that so much. I might steal some of the default sound effects, who knows? But yeah, so this is Ichi's room. It's gonna be filled with you know, more stuff so that it doesn't make Ichi stand out. So his bed will obviously be really small. This is really a really big teddy bear. Yeah. And then this is just whatever, nothing. Because at first I wanted him to live in a house, so I made multiple levels, but that's gonna change obviously. He's gonna live in an apartment. What does GOTY mean? I might sound old, but I don't know what that is. That if that's like an acronym, I don't know what that means. But I assume it means something good. And also, I like this music. I like the music, the default music in these games. Oh, game of the year. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, so it's like GOAT. Okay, it's like GOAT. Okay, I got it. I'm learning. Yeah, I like this music. It reminds me of like Undertale. I don't know why. Like it just sounds very like warm and inviting. You know what? Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Instead of making my own soundtrack, I'm just gonna steal all the default music. I'm joking. I'm not gonna do that. No, I want to try and make like, I don't know. I'll try to either make my own music or I'll just have someone do it for me. I don't know. That'll be later. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. It'll be later. Anyway, yeah, outside. Wow. In Ichi's home. Yeah, and this music is very like RPG music, but you know, you just ignore that. Just pretend this is like Ichi's dreaming. Ichi's dreaming right now. He's dreaming of playing video games. Yeah, that's my headcanon. Oh yeah, I made signs so that I can test out stuff. So I put like to test out the pictures and stuff. So over here's tests. Over here's more tests. Yeah. Anyway, wow, look at this tree. Huzzah! You found me! The magical talking tree! Ichi's like, whoa, cool! And then if you talk to him again, Ichi's like, hey, stop talking to me! Go do your quest already! Ichi's like, right. I'll do my best, Mr. Tree. And then if you talk to him again, it just says the same thing. So I did that to like just it's pretty much just to test out dialogue and stuff. So when I looked up a tutorial with dialogue, they used a rock, and I was like, that's boring. I'm gonna use a tree. I'm gonna make the tree talk. So yeah. I think if I go this way, I won't. I hope I don't soft lock myself, because I don't remember exactly what I did with this. It's been a while. Isekai. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, he got isekai. It's time to start the workday. Your office building is up ahead. Do your best and work hard. That's just supposed to be like a little narration kind of thing. Doesn't really mean anything. It's just me being silly and being like, I'm gonna put narration, whatever. So anyway, yeah. You're in the office. Wow. Oh my god. There's so many things here. Not really. But yeah. Music change. Wow. Okay. This is the office building you'll hopefully work at until retirement. We'll need young, hardworking young, intelligent minds such as yourselves to pave the way for future generations. Let's do our best and work hard today. And then Itri is like, "Where's Bunyan?" And Bunyan is his co-worker friend. He's a bunny. Where's Bunyan? I don't see him anywhere. And then every time you do stuff in the office, you'll have different objectives to do. So for here, I just put objective find Bunyan, pretty much. So yeah, that's your task. And then there's no more music playing because I don't know how to do stuff. So you're just gonna be hearing a lot of car noises. Yeah, you can't interact with anything in here. It's just for decoration, whatever. Yeah, so pretty much this area, I didn't mean to fill the whole map. I didn't know there was no eraser tool, so I can't erase and make the map smaller, because this map is way too big. But yeah, so this is the area where you just sit around. You'll see people like sit, do their work. I just put these things here, because I felt like it. But yeah, let's go upstairs. Woo. And this is all like the office stuff. Like this is where all you can see the office. Computers and chairs and whatever. I put little papers over here. There's little books up there. I put a little, I didn't know where the doors were, so I put these windows and I pretended that they were like bathroom doors. So this is the girl bathroom, this is the guy bathroom. Oh shit, that scared me. That scared me. I was like, what the fuck? Okay, so yeah, like that tile specifically, when you walk on that tile, the phone will ring, and that scared me. So yeah, good job, me. I'm glad I scared myself. Anyway, so then Itri goes to answer the phone. He says, "Yes, hello, who may I be speaking to?" And then there's another person on the line. And she says, "Hello, this is Rachel from accounting. I need to give these documents to Mr. Sorry, I can't read this name. Could you send someone up to get these? I have my hands full right now." And then she's like, sure. And she says, "Thanks." And he's like, "Oh, wait," but she hangs up on him. She hung up. And then you have a new objective, help the accounting lady. And then Ichi says, I'll find him after this. I'm sure you won't need me right now. Maybe. So then new objective, now you gotta help the accounting lady with whatever the fuck she needs help with. But there's nothing here, so that's all I programmed here. So yeah, I'm glad you liked the office tour. I don't remember where the exit is, so there it is. So that's that. How'd you like the office? Wasn't that cool? That was cool, right? Nothing over here. So now we're gonna go back to the left side and see what the heck is up with this sign over here. It says for picture testing. What the heck is that? The grant office. Yeah, I didn't do a lot with that. I just wanted to do like dialogue and stuff. And also, the phone, when I figured out how to do the phone ring, I was like, hell yeah, I know how to do stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it is, yeah, it's gonna be purple and white. Pretty much, so like, you know how Eitri looks and his skin is like white and stuff? A lot of the characters are just gonna look like that, like purple and white. Maybe some blue here and there. Very purpley colors. So yeah, like I mentioned, all this is just the default sprites. But yeah, let's go over here. Whoa, I wonder what's over here. So yeah, over here I put signs so that, cause I was testing out pictures. So, when you put pictures in a game, they have to be a certain size. I didn't know that, so I just, I kind of messed up some of the pictures a little bit, which is why this is number 1, because number 1 is the messed up stuff, and then number 2 is down here. This one is the stuff where I need the pictures to look like this. But anyway, let's look and see what this is about. Whoa, I wonder what this is. Bam. Whoa, mysterious music. Question mark. What is this? Dots. And oh my god, it's Camera Girl in her pillow fort, and she has a little a portrait of her cat eyes. Whoa, wow, that's crazy. Whoa. Anyway. Who dares disturb me? Ah, that would be me. Whoever you are. I see. And that's it. That's all you get to see of Camera Girl right now. She's forever in her pillow fort. Oh no, the music! The music's gone. No, how am I supposed to know that we're in a grand adventure now? Dang. Okay, so yeah, no more music. I messed up, I guess. But anyway, that was pink. Yeah, so that was my first ever implementation of Camera Girl in her pillow fort. So anyway, testing picture number 2. Whoa, I wonder what this is about. Whoa. I am the almighty tree, and this is the picture that, like, it's correct. This is the correct size for the pictures. So yeah, this is a real picture that I took of a tree. I believe when I was at a graveyard or a cemetery, cause I'm pretty sure, cause we had to clean my grandma's grave. So we went all the way over here, and then I got bored, so I just took pictures. I just took pictures of like the grass and the trees and whatever. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is from the graveyard. And I edited it so that it looks pixelated. If you can, if you like zoom in with your eyeballs, you can see that it's pixelated. And then I just added like some purple. I added some purple on top of it, so it looks purpley. Yeah, anyway, so, yeah, that's the exclamation. Anyway, I am the almighty tree. The tree's like, whoa. So, yeah, that's it. I am the almighty tree, whoa. So that's pretty much that. And wow, the music came back. Wow, oh my goodness, that's crazy. What the heck? So, that was, like, a problem that excuse me. Oh shit, I can't go back. Oh no, I can't go back in the house. No, I wanted to have the, cause I don't want to end with this music. Okay, I gotta X out of it. But yeah, that's my game. Alright, let me close this. What did you think? Wait, let me, hold on. I gotta, I'm gonna go back into the house real quick, cause I like the music. Get here. I gotta capture the thing again, so hold on. Alright, new game. Alright. now I gotta. Oh, it's right here. Okay. So that was my game. What did you think? Need more. Yeah, it's a shame that like it takes a long fucking time to make this stuff. This took so long for me to figure out. Like just having all this stuff here, having this being like a bunch of stuff, and then fixing the bed, that took so long for me to figure out. Like to make, so like, cause like when you get up and then the bed is messy and then you have to like fix the bed, I'm just like, how do I do this? I was like struggling so much. So yeah, that's the fruit of my labor right now. So and also like this will obviously each sprite will obviously change. This is his old sprite. I gotta actually put his new sprite in here, and I don't feel like doing that right now because I actually want to like put more into this, not just his character thing. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's all I got going. I gotta end soon because it's getting late. And I gotta eat and stuff. But yeah, so I'm glad you liked it. I will definitely try and do more with this. I do have MZ now, so I'm thinking of migrating to MZ. I don't know yet. But I gotta see how it works because I didn't try it out yet. So I don't know how any of this works besides like I used 2003 a while ago and then I used MV, and that's all the knowledge that I have. So I never used MZ before. It's gonna be a first for me. But yeah. So that's that. I'm gonna X out of this now. Alright, bam, and then I'm gonna go back to Ibis. Bam. Alright, here we go. Lower this a little bit. Lower this a little bit over here so you can see those guys. Alright, so that's that. I wish I could have gone over the document, but yeah, I just don't have time to do that. Yeah, I gotta do that. I don't know, one day. One day I'll just go through the whole thing. Yeah, let me just, yeah, okay. So that's that. I'm gonna X out of Steam now. And then, bam, music time. Alright, so back to this music now. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my little build that I made last year. And I never touched it since then, so yeah. I will definitely try and I will definitely try and make my own tile set. So, you know, what have I been doing for a whole year? Making a tile set. That's it. That's all I have to show for this. Yeah, so I'll definitely be working on this more now that I have the time for it. But yeah, so I guess next time I'll just be working more on commissions, and then I'll do more of this stuff. I'll do more of Itri and Bunyan. Maybe I'll implement Bunyan. Maybe you'll get to see him. Maybe you could do like a little side thing with him. Maybe you'll actually see Camera Girl outside of her pillow fort. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I just gotta like learn more stuff. I gotta learn more RPGMaker stuff because I'm like this is like a little baby project right now. It's only been 1 year, so you know, got a lot of stuff to learn. But yeah, I'm glad for those that joined. I'm glad you were able to join and just kind of like learn more about my project and my characters and like had fun, maybe, hopefully, I don't know. It was fun to yap about these guys more and to show off all the stuff that I've made. I'm really excited to make this an actual game and not just like testing out stuff. So who knows? Maybe it may not. Well, probably not. Maybe, but who knows? Next time, maybe I'll maybe you'll see me like actually make a Tulsa. Who knows? But that'll be a later thing. So yeah. Thanks for joining me in the 1 year anniversary stream. Yay! I hope that by next year, I don't know. I mean, like, I kind of want to make a actual like playable demo, but I don't know if that'll be like something I can do within a year. I don't know. Cause I do want to make a demo, but I need more like. I need more practice. I need to do more stuff. Yeah. So, where are you going now? Also, my throat's killing me because, like I mentioned before, I'm very stuffy right now, so I might sound like not sick. I'm just like stuffy. My throat is like sore and whatever. And my nose is stuffy and it sucks and I hate it. But yeah, so that'll be it for me. I hope everyone enjoys their day, the rest of their day. And I will try and upload this to YouTube where you can watch it. If you miss some stuff, you can rewatch it because on Twitch the VODs disappear, obviously. So this was a special stream where usually I just let the VODs disappear. This one will never disappear. I will never let it disappear, so it'll be on YouTube forever. Yeah. Goat. Yeah, so yeah, I'm just gonna try and make this a game and see what I can do with it. Hopefully I can like make it reality. It would be nice. Yeah, so I'm gonna get going now. Thanks for joining me. I hope the next time I work on this, I'll try and like make it an actual tile set, and maybe I can like stream myself, I don't know, struggling or something. I don't know, because I feel like I'm gonna struggle a lot. And I don't know, maybe yeah, maybe that'll happen. But for right now, I'm just gonna focus on commissions and other stuff. And then I'll come back to these guys, and then I'll do more game stuff. But yeah. But anyway, yeah, so you'll be there. Yeah, if you want, yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna get going now. It's getting late. Thanks for joining. I don't know, I was thinking of maybe like I guess I could just edit this a little bit. Let's see. Okay. I'll just put like thanks for joining or whatever. Just real quick. How am I gonna draw this? Maybe like this. Wow, it's so small. Put like right here. Okay. So yeah, thanks for joining. I'm glad we can celebrate together. Just, yeah, me just showing off a bunch of old stuff. Yeah, I'm hoping by next year, I can get something working, playable. Maybe a build or something. If not a demo, maybe just, something. I'll try anyway, I don't know. Yeah, see you next time. Thanks for stopping by. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day.